because that's our other, and I think David is here, he might. Are you able to read that? Do you want to try it? Or maybe you could.
Go on, Lara. Go on, Lara.
Our wonderful prayer from our patron is going to be read here. And this for me is one of the most beautiful prayers that was given to the Irish people by St. Patrick. And I think we need them here today and very much into the coming weeks and months.
Christ with me, Christ before me, Christ be after me, Christ within me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me, Christ at my right hand, Christ at my left, Christ in the fourth, Christ in the chariot seas, Christ in the ship, Christ in the heart of every man who thinks of me, Christ in the heart of every man who speaks of me, Christ in every eye that sees me, Christ in every ear that hears me. I blind unto myself today the virtues of the starlit heaven, the glorious sun's life-giving rays, the whiteness of the moon at even, the flashing of the lightning free, the whirling wind's tempestuous shocks, the stable earth, the deep salt sea, around the old eternal rocks. I blind unto myself today the power of God to hold and lead, his eye to watch, his might to slay, his ear to hearken to my need, the wisdom of my God to teach, his hand to guide, his shield to ward, the word of God to give me speech, his heavenly host to be my guard.
Well done, well done.
That prayer is so beautiful because in times of trouble, no matter what is happening in our lives, St. Patrick reminds us that as long as we keep Christ at the front, the back, beside us, left of us, all around us, we have nothing to worry about. We can get through anything. Focus on Christ and His truth and His word. And that is the most important message, and our patron gave it to us, the Irish people, who he loved so much that he wanted to become one of us. And he gave it to the world. And that message of St. Patrick, I would like to come out of here today and to spread across our country and the world, where there is a huge renewal of Christianity, especially in the United States of America, and a lot of that is being driven by our diaspora. So we must be very proud of that. I think Dave O'Reilly from Clare is going to come up from Galway. Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm more than happy to say a few words. And just for myself, it's great. You know, I was on my own feeling these things. In fairness, we've had our ass whooped for 10 years, us Christians, by secular progressivism. And we were on our own getting clattered and feeling these, the annoyance, feeling the uncertainty of seeing the things we value slip away. And it was only 2 or 3 years ago that I started to find that there were other people who felt the same way as I did. And I didn't quite believe it, you know, that there was so many. And here I am now, and I consider this a great honour to be asked to stand in front of ye great people, because I know every one of ye is a leader, you know, and it's great to be able to talk. But I'll say a few words just to put it into words for myself, because we're just getting used to saying these things and finding our language and what our message is. I was talking to my the retired parish priest in my own parish, and I said, Father, what happened in the 50s, you know, when it all turned around? And he said something like, it was too harsh and people needed to be good people, you know. And you know, this idea of being a good person was the failure of the church. You know, that's when the slide happened. You know, we don't need to be good people so much, because the good people, we need to be good, we need to be good Christians and Catholics too. You know, because the whole idea is that, you know, our Christian faith, the faith that we've built this nation on, the values that have led us to this place. I saw a picture of the rebels praying outside what I think was Kevin Barry's funeral, his prison cell as he was going for execution, and they looked a lot like us. You know, the women were knelt down at the front praying the rosary, and the men stood up with flags. And this was how we won our country. You know, this was the cohesive power which pulled us together to take on and defeat an empire. And yet, as good people, the freedom we have, we can't even hold on to. You know, what has happened to the Ireland of the good people? You know, what has happened is that Islam has been raised to the same status as our faith. You know, I think that every trendy notion that comes along will be raised to the same status of our heritage and faith. And that's why being a good person, loving everybody, is not a good idea. And I'd say this, you know, I'm married to a great woman for 25 years. I was lucky, I stopped whoring around when I was about 23, and I prepared myself for a marriage, you know. And people might say to me and my wife, you know, you, and we're 25 years married now, you should love everybody, you know. But that's wrong, you know. We don't love everybody. You know, only one person dates my wife, and that's me, you know. There is a boundary, yeah, there is a boundary which protects my family from all these things. Their father is there to help them. You know, we are together, and there's a roof over our head that we we have built and we've made together. But boundaries are important. You know, we need to put boundaries around our country. I'm the softest fella in the world. I'm always trying to build bridges with people. But the day of building bridges is over. You know, the day of putting down boundaries has begun, you know, and we're putting boundaries around our family. We're putting boundaries around our country. We're putting boundaries around our faith. Because, you know, this whole idea of freedom of expression, you know, maybe it was too harsh in the 50s. Maybe people weren't able to express themselves enough. But you know, we've come to the end of the road with self-expression. You know, when people can say that they are whatever they feel, that's the end of the road of being a good person, of being nice to people who are saying stupid stuff. You know, we put boundaries and we define things and we say who we are. You know, we say who our family is, we say what our sexuality is, we say these things and we reject the rest. So this time is a time when we need to reclaim, we need three things. I heard, this isn't my idea, but I thought it was brilliant. We need revival. You know, we need people to take hold of God again. You know, not to be a good person. That is the most deceptive kind of religion there is. And that is the religion that will deceive people. You know, being a good person. We also need crusade. We need crusade to take back the ground that we have conceded to secular and progressive Ireland. And we need one more thing, and it's a very unpopular thing. It's inquisition, the idea of inquisition. To ask people, who are you and what do you represent? And that is for the church. You know, that is for the church of the good people. You know, the church that doesn't define itself as anything. You know, and we need to bring inquisition to the church and to our leaders, to ask them, what are you doing? And get them to tell us, and get them to tell us why they're wrong. And we know why they're wrong, because they are not placing these boundaries down to protect us. Let them say what they're doing, and let us say what they need to be doing. So thanks very much. I don't want to take too much time because I know that this is a very important audience I'm standing before, and I think I've done all right so far, so I don't want to blow it now, you know. So will they do the hymn? Yeah, thanks very much, guys.